Here all the time. For those of you on YouTube right now, we are still in Sly 2 Band of Thieves. Renegade just asked, it shouldn't be that hard to prevent abuse in asylums. Maybe cameras in all not bathroom rooms for public to watch. That's why they fell out of favor, right? So, like I said earlier, I think it's a federal law that you can't have cameras in bathrooms just because there's sickos out there. As for the asylums, like, it's no secret that the U.S. experimented on people in the asylums. It's no secret. Like, there's movies based on it, you know, like Shutter Island. And I can't think of any others, but Shutter Island comes to mind. So, you know, what did the U.S. do? We got rid of the asylums once. I don't know why we got rid of them. I just do know we got rid of them. Like, I mean, I know why we were doing, like, fucked up stuff in them, but, like, I don't know, like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back to make them pass legislature. And then what do? We took all these mentally ill people, and we just threw them out to the streets because they had nowhere to go. And so that's part of the U.S.'s homeless problem. It's only one part of it, though. There's other parts to it, but that's just one little part to it. Yeah, but you kind of... Yeah, you can only have cameras in, like, the publicly accessible places. But with people in asylums, it's definitely, like, sketchy. Because, like, I've had to sit in on suicidal patients. Like, I've had to, like, why can I not climb that? Okay, at least there's no bottle up there. Anyway, like, whenever I would have a suicidal or homicidal patient, or, you know, a patient with, not mental disabilities, but someone who's a threat to their own safety because of said mental incapacities. Like, I would have to stand there and watch them sit on the toilet and go to the bathroom. You know, if they're a male, or if you know, like, you ask, you know, what their preference is, first of all, but you would have to do that. And, you know, that's not outside the norm. Somebody stand there and watch, you know. But I've also, you know, had poop thrown at me from same said patients. So that's a thing. Then you have people who, this isn't like a mental disability one, but it's more of a alcohol withdrawal, because alcohol withdrawal will make you see things. I had one guy, he was seeing, like, pink elephants, like they were in Dumbo, and that's how he described them. And, you know, like, people like that, you have to constantly remind them, like, you have to remind them of reality. It's a tricky balance you have to make. Okay, if I could see what I'm supposed to be hitting. Okay, let me just do this. They're not gonna follow me up here. It's a tricky balance you have to maintain, because, come on. Okay. Because let's say somebody's seeing a demon. They see a demon. You know, they see it. To them, it's real. The last thing you tell them is that, no, it's not real. No, it's not. Or, how can I put this? The one kid I had who was a schizophrenic, he was a nice kid. He said he had this demon following him around that only he could see. Can I get on this pole, please? And I would talk to him, and, you know, he wasn't insane or anything like that. I would talk to him and I'd say, hey, you know, I believe you see the demon. I believe you see it, you know, but do you know that it's not really there? But I understand that you see it at the same time. Like, you have to word things like that, because whatever they see is real to them, and that's what matters, what's real to them. And then you also have to ground them in reality. Oh shit, okay, we're good. And so that's a tough balance sometimes, because when you have some people who won't listen to you because they've been mistreated by some other healthcare professional or literally anybody else, and then it's over at that point. You just got to deal with whatever's coming your way being flung at your head if they're not in restraints. That's one that you kind of get tired of. But the asylums, they just fell out of favor because they were being experimented on. Did I not hit circle to get on that? Like, you know, nobody's cool with human experimentation. Nobody. You were very headstrong on yesterday at service. I had a 17-year-old calling me shy boy and pretending he going to hit me. I was smoking weed all day and last night and today over it. I mean, you gotta just not let things get to you. I mean, it's easy. That's way easier said than done. It really is. But I mean, what's he like? Here's what he's going to do. Is he really going to put his hands on you? Then what? Here's what you do. You file charges and you ruin him. You ruin his life. You hit him with a misdemeanor. You get him arrested. You know, you do whatever. Come on. I keep fucking. Oh, okay. Here we go. Like, you don't let things get to you. And that's like part of the whole stress threshold thing. Because once your stress threshold, yeah, that's a hard thing to say back to back. Your stress threshold is like heightened, like nothing bothers you. You know, like, well, I've had patients swing at me, you know, they've said they're going to kill me, you know, it's just, you know, that's just like the patients who are out of their mind. You know, I've had patients like disrespect me and they're just there because they had a heart attack or something. Oh shit, I was not paying attention, you know? Well then, you file a complaint, or I don't know what you do, man. You can't let workplace bullying occur, dude. I mean, everything's easier said than done, though, because I don't know every specific of the situation. But it sounds like a respect issue is what it sounds like. And he don't respect you. Okay, I heard a bottle over here. Oh, there it is. Go ahead and jump down and get this while we can. Oh, he's a client. Okay, so he works for you. So if he works for you, that's a little different. It's definitely one of those things, like, if he's going to talk shit, but he pays a lot of money, you know, you kind of just put up with it and take his money. I don't know. I just don't know all the specifics of the situation. But if that were my employee, and like somebody's disrespecting my employee, that's a huge fuck no, dude. That is a huge fuck no. Like, I tell my wife, like, whenever she goes to work or, you know, whatever, anywhere she's worked, and, you know, I tell her, like, their jobs are not that important. They're not important for you to go to work and really despise it every day. Okay, I don't know exactly how to get out of here. I should have thought of that before I grabbed this treasure. Oh, if he's mentally disabled, yeah, there's nothing you can do. You just kind of have to accept that that's his condition. Yeah, it's rough. That's rough. But, you know, unfortunately, you have to take every single one of those threats seriously. It's definitely one of those things where you just can't relax. Okay, whatever. Ah, crap. Okay, just play it cool. Okay, we all should almost have enough to But yeah, like when somebody's mentally disabled, you're kind of just stuck between a rock and a hard place, you know? Like it's not really their fault, but you know, at the same time, you have to deal with it, you know, and nothing's going to be favorable in those situations. You're just going to have to embrace the suck on it. That's really all it is. God, this place is loaded with enemies. Okay, well, we only need 13 more bottles and we can continue the story. Every time he gets called out, he goes, "My dad left me." I mean, some of them have those like little, I don't want to call it a quirk, but it's just one of those things that's what they do. I had one lady, she would, like at every, like she had been in a car wreck, had a traumatic brain injury, and every little inconvenience would unfortunately set her off to where she would be angry, agitated, and just absolutely destructive. Oh, come on. Come on, let's get the fuck out of here. But she would just like if she like not like if she didn't get like the sandwich she wanted or like anything like that, it's just, you know. And on top of that, when we get like mentally ill patients, they would, you know, they're also in the ICU because they're genuinely sick. They're also mentally disabled, so, and you know, you have to deal with two problems instead of one, whereas if you just work on, you know, the psych ward, it's mainly just one issue you're dealing with. But she would just freak out over every minor inconvenience, and then when you would try to reason with her, she would just repeat everything to mock you. And again, she was a normal person. She had a car wreck, and then she got a traumatic brain injury from it, and it just changed her. Like she wasn't that person anymore, and that's really sad. Because like I think her family had like, not to be depressing, but like her family had abandoned her. And everything, just, you know, because she changed and she was just too much for the family, I guess. Oh, he's got a shiny on him. Well, ooh, a ruby, okay. Come on, die, damn it. Don't tell me that guy's coming all the way over here. No, we're just going, no, I can't jump there. I just need bottles, y'all. That's all I need is bottles. Okay, he shouldn't be able to follow me all the way over here, right? Oh, whoops. Okay, let's go back where we came from, and okay, I think I see another bottle, maybe, unless I was crazy. But yeah, I mean, but then, you know, at the same time, I couldn't do psych ward day in and day out like some people. I really couldn't. Okay, I heard a bottle, I thought. The music would stop. Yeah, I hear one. I hear like one little clink here and there. I think, unless it's that tank. It might be the tank that's making that noise. Oh, it's the wheels on the tank. Okay, that's what it is. All right, too easy. But yeah, I couldn't do it. And then like you can't abuse patients. Like, I'm gonna say something a little fucked up right now. Like, you should never you should never like mistreat a patient. You should never take out your frustrations on them. You know, you should never physically abuse them. You should never harm them. You know, they're genuinely sick people. But there are some that will really test you, and then some nurses fail that test. And depending on the situation, like, you kind of can't blame them. You know, like, you really, like, sometimes, like, just people can't handle it. You know, like, that, like, I've had those moments, not where I've, like, hurt a patient or anything, but, like, man, I've wanted to snap back at patients getting short with me. I've just wanted to tell them how it is. But, you know, I don't think I ever have. I will tell you one thing, when they get mad at me, when they give me an attitude, and then they all of a sudden they want an orange juice from the fridge, yeah, they'll get it in about an hour, because I got other patients who got to be taken care of first. You know, I've definitely got my fair share of attitudes from people for no reason. Oh, a fun one is sundowners. Oh my god, sundowners only affects older people, because once the sun goes down, let's see, are there any things up here? I don't think so. Okay. When the sun goes down, the brain chemistry changes in a person, and in old people, that affects them a lot. And so what'll happen is, as soon as the sun goes down, they go bonkers. I mean, they have no idea where they are. They are living in a different reality entirely, and you cannot ground them. You cannot. You cannot tell them where they are. They won't believe you. Or if they do believe you, they forget in like 2 minutes. Those people are wild. Sometimes they can be kind of fun patients, kind of. Like, you kind of, you know, you just kind of listen to them talk, because if they're like really old and feeble, like they can't even get out of bed, they're not a danger to themselves, they just say crazy stuff. Just it's off the wall stuff. Like, I had this one little old lady. She was very nice during the day. She was very nice. But man, when the sun set, she changed, and she was like, for lack of a better term, off her fucking rocker. She was like, she would think like she'd be laying in the hospital bed all day. She had not left from that hospital bed. And she would think that she's always somewhere else. Like, I went into her room once, and she was like, "How'd you get in my house?" I said, "Ma'am, you're in the hospital." She said, "Get out of my fucking house." She said she dropped the F-bomb. A sweet old lady dropped the F-bomb. And then so I left the room. I came back like 5, maybe 10 minutes later. And then she said, "What are we doing on this back road?" I said, "You're in the hospital." She said, "But I was just in the car with some relative of hers." And she said, how do we get here?" I said, "You're in the hospital, you know, you're safe, you know, you're fine." And then, you know, just, I forgot what I was doing, but I just remember her telling me get out of her fucking house, or get the fuck out of her house, one of the two. Oh, crap. I gotta be really careful here. I don't want to lose this treasure. How the hell do I get out of here? I got this treasure and I don't want to get hit. Is there, oh, I guess that makes sense. There's no way out of here. Let's see here. Sent a crackhead to jail this morning for stealing kid's bike and trying to paint it in front of me. Good, dude. Good. Dude, people just commit crime right out in the open. Like, some of them just don't care. Like, I mean, they lack the inability to care. Not like, you know, oh, they don't, you know, they're making a statement by saying they don't care. No, like, they have the inability to. Let's see here. There's one bottle. There's another bottle in this fortress somewhere. But I need to go ahead and deposit this treasure before we keep going. Yeah, there's people who just lack the ability to care. When Olivia and I first moved to Fort Campbell when I was in the Army, so I had a week to get there because my orders came in like a week before I was supposed to report to my new duty station. And so it was a panic, hurry up, find an apartment, get there, and then we'll figure it out later. So I found a cheap apartment around Fort Campbell, and we move in our stuff. The transition went pretty smooth besides the fact that we only had a week. We get there, and then I'm talking to my NCOIC, telling her where I live, and she's like, holy fuck, you moved into the ghetto. You're lucky you're alive now instead of the Old West. Yeah, I mean, in the Old West, they didn't put up with anything. But we moved to this like apartment complex. Like it was several buildings, but it was a huge complex. And there would be this dude, this old black gentleman. He'd walk around. He was on drugs, obviously. He's on drugs. And I'd walk out of my car or walk out of the apartment in my Army uniform. And walk out of my Army uniform, and he's an older black gentleman, but he wasn't this old. He's like, yeah, I served in Vietnam. I did this, I did that. I'm like, cool, that's cool. And I turned away from him, walked away. I said, motherfucker, you're in your mid 40s or 50s. Ain't no fucking way you were in Vietnam. Just fucking crackheads. And then the same older black gentleman, he would, at nighttime, he would open his windows to his apartment, which like all of us only had like a total of 2 because it's all the same apartment. And he would blast, I mean blast, gospel music with his windows wide open every fucking night. Thank God he was like several units away from me, but Jesus Christ. That got old real quick. Because like I would hear it early. I would wake up at 4 a.m. every day to go to like physical training, and I would hear it walking out to my car. I don't know if the cops could do anything, didn't do anything, like I don't know. You missed the house that I was caving in. Yeah, I know, I like that house. I liked how it was set up. I mean, yeah, but Mudfork was full of crackheads, dude. Full of them, but it definitely went downhill. Let's see here. How many more bottles do we need? We need 4 more bottles. Okay, this is where it's going to start getting hard to find these things. I know there's one around here in the prison somewhere on a fence, I think. I spotted it, but I didn't want to go grab it just in case it, just in case it... Like I had that treasure on my back and I didn't want it to get broken. I could have sworn there was one over here somewhere. I thought I heard one or saw one somewhere. Maybe I'm crazy now. I give him SIGs and like $5 for kindness. Okay, it's up there. Okay. Well, I mean, they keep coming around because they know you'll give them money. That's how my stepdad is. We would have streetwalkers walk by the house, and he'd give them like on hot fucking days, he'd give them like bottles of water and stuff. But like we're living on a main road, like they are moving on a main road next to like a bad neighborhood, so it's more or less he kind of has to. That way nobody fucks with him. But at the same time, he's not scared to shoot anybody either. This dude watches John Wayne movies and Gunsmoke all day, every day. He's probably kind of waiting on somebody to try to break into the house at this point. Okay, come on. We need 3 more bottles. Have no idea where they are. What was it? I don't think they're in the prison. Yeah, when we had chickens, he would go out there next to the chicken coop maybe once every couple of months, because he'd get roosters, and then the roosters get like really bad. Bad isn't like really like bullying the hens and stuff, because like they're going to be aggressive towards the hens, but like some of them were just like unmanageable. So what he would do is, you know, he'd get a couple roosters, you know, 1 or 2 of them like really started to misbehave and just peck at all the kids coming around, the little cousins and stuff. He'd go out there with his little pistol and just shoot them right out there in broad daylight. Just to kind of tell, I guess, show people that how crazy he is. Just stupid. Just stupid, like, grew up in the fucking 60s, doesn't give a shit kind of dude. I know, I guess he grew up in the 70s. Either way, he did not give a shit. He still doesn't give a shit. Wait, I hear one. There it is. Okay, we gotta get on top of this building that I just left. But yeah, one day I asked him, like, why do you keep shooting these damn chickens? You have to buy more of them. And he said, I do it when the streetwalkers walk by. That way they know I got a gun and I know how to use it. I said, okay, sure. Oh my God. It's a crazy shit. I mean, hey, I don't blame him. I would too if I lived in that neighborhood. If I lived in a bad neighborhood now, like, I don't know, like, I would definitely have to, like, brandish a firearm every now and then, just to let people know I have one. Just be like, hey, you know, don't try anything. Okay, let's run through this train tunnel one more time and see if I can hear any bottles. Let me take another sip of coffee. Thanks, buddy. You'll get there too eventually. Well, hey, dude, what you need to do is what I do. You need to really start honing in on, oh, there's another bottle. You need to really start investing into making some YouTube content. Okay, one more. Only one more needed, and then we can actually continue the story. Yeah, dude, don't dox yourself now. I mean, I know you don't live there anymore, but don't dox yourself, because this shit does go to YouTube. Oh, there it is. There's the last bottle. Hell yeah. Yeah, because people get that information for you, dude. And they'll fucking ruin you. Okay, there we go. There's 30 bottles. God, there's a lot of sly missions. Oh, yeah, we can go ahead and get to the safe now. All right. I think so. I said I was going to end the stream early. I'm going to end it a little bit earlier than I thought.
You need an IQ of at least 140 to figure this one out. That Contessa is smarter than I'd thought. I believe the code is 248.
248. Yeah, we'll end the stream a little earlier. That way tomorrow we can just hammer out all these missions and probably finish this area tomorrow easily.